All right, guys, welcome back to the Sooner Surge softball edition. As we are blessed to have uh, left-handed pitcher for the Sooners, SJ Geurin. We appreciate you taking time to join us here, SJ. And let's just start with. I know your parents played at TU. I'm a TU graduate. Jason is as well. So that was an interesting tidbit that I didn't even realize. But just take us maybe through the journey of your softball journey and how you ended up at the University of Oklahoma.
Uh, so originally I was doing ballet until I was about 6, and then I tried sliding down the stairs, broke my arm,
Oh no.
and I had to quit ballet. And then I took home a flyer from school, and it was for like the local rec league, and just fell in love with it from there. Started pitching when I was about 10, and it's just been quite a journey. I was one of those that was recruited before the rule change.
Mm.
And so I started going on visits when I was in 6th grade.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you chose OU over, I believe, Oregon. I think A&M, maybe UCLA. Just kind of what was it about OU that kind of drew you in?
OU's always been my dream school. Even if it like wasn't to play sports, I still wanted to come here. My entire family, besides my parents, lives here in Oklahoma. And so it just feels like I'm coming back home and then getting to play for one of the top programs in the country just is like the icing to the cake.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and tell us a little bit about you redshirted last year. Just talk to us about some things you worked on to get ready for this next year, and maybe just some growth in that redshirt year.
So with the red shirt, I was like Coach Roach's assistant when it came to games. And so I had her all of the notes. I would watch like extra film, and I was kind of like her eyes and ears while she was trying to call pitches. And so I got to learn how to set up hitters, what's like the best way to do certain things, why she does what she does. And so I've been able to grow just in my knowledge. And then I started giving lessons, and I was able to learn, starting to share my knowledge instead of just keeping it all in my head. And so that's been one part that has been a huge growth. And then with the red shirt, I got to just purely work on things that I wouldn't have gotten to work on if I was trying to play, because I
Mm-hmm.
would get maybe like an hour of bullpen time before the game. And so, and that would be me and her, and we would just get to work. Um, we worked on everything.
That,
Talk
that's
to
great, man. Roach is so good. I mean, obviously she won the assistant coach of the year last year and everything, but that's valuable experience for sure for you. That's awesome. Um, what about like you in general, your pitches? Just kind of give our viewers maybe like your velocity and kind of maybe your maybe two or three best pitches and everything.
Um, I throw a little bit of everything. I'm not. I don't throw like very hard. That's just something I've never done before. But I try it. I throw to all four corners, and I can mix speeds. And so I would say probably the lateral pitches maybe, and
Okay.
then usually some type of off speed.
Sweet. Yeah, I think on one of our podcasts, I was talking about maybe similarities of a Greg Maddux type pitcher that played in the major leagues that painted the corners. But uh, the culture at OU is second to none. The faith aspect of everything that Coach Gasso preaches and teaches. Uh, can you take us? I mean, inside, like, I mean, what is it about the culture that they're able to just sustain that year after year within the program, and be able to have kind of the same unity and mindset with even the faith that's being, you know, public all the time. It's so great to see. So I was just, maybe if you can take us inside that a little bit.
Uh, so with like our faith aspect, coach isn't really in it. It's player led, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps getting passed down to each player. And so like the Bible studies, you start with them and it's just the players there, and we have a friend from one of the churches that we go to just come in and like lead us through them, and we'll do those through the week and we'll go through them. And then in the spring we try to continue with it, and it's all just player led, and you develop this like core group of girls and players that have graduated. We've learned from them and what they did, and how to continue on the faith aspect, and just like this is what we do, this is who we are. And so it's pretty amazing to see like how long the tradition has been going.
Yeah, and I can only imagine that just brings everybody closer too. I mean, you
Mhm.
think about that through the Bible studies or whatever it may be, it just draws everybody closer, and they have such tight chemistry. What about what about Jordy Ball? I know you were only there 1 year with Jordy Ball, but what kind of impact maybe did she have, either pitching wise or personality, whatever it is? Is there something you take from her time there at OU?
Definitely learning about uh more about hitters, because she was hitting, and just how to read them in the box mostly. So I think it was the first tournament out, and I she was next to me, and I kept asking her questions, and we'd learn like, okay, this is what it looks like when she has this timing, or this is what it looks like when she's like wanting this certain pitch. And so definitely just uh on the game aspect, just growing the knowledge of how to read hitters. And then she was such a faithful person, and so getting to learn more from her about like her personal faith and just how much she's grown in that has been such an amazing experience.
Yeah, and I know you're also very, on your Twitter. I would say it's, anyone that's following you on Twitter would see that your faith is of utmost importance, sharing verses and things like that. So as Christ followers here, we appreciate that. And those that have kids, I know that's a great impact to them. So we appreciate that. And what would you say to our viewers is, what can we expect from SJ Geurin this upcoming season, or maybe something you're looking forward to the most in this next season as you get on the field?
I'm looking forward to seeing our pitching staff work as a whole, because we've got so many different types of pitchers. And so just thinking about teams trying to figure out how to like hit us, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you knock one out, well you got to deal with this one now. And
Yep.
so it's such an amazing thing that not many other teams can say, and I'm just so happy to get to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that before. You're talking really six deep now. I mean, the staff, and nobody can say that. I mean, especially with the talent level and the skill of those six pitchers. I mean, y'all are, it's just insane. So it'll be really really cool to see how they balance all that and everything for sure. Um, what about like, can you? I know practice will be starting soon. The battle series, we've all heard about it. The kind of inter squad competitive series that y'all do. Uh, uh, is that a big deal? I mean, are y'all pumped for that?
It's something that we look forward to. Um, after we get to like the last couple of them, and we're like, oh, we're just ready to play somebody else.
Yeah, I bet.
We're all so competitive that like pitchers who live with hitters, we start yelling, we start getting mad at each other, like, you shouldn't have hit that. Why did you hit that? How did you know? And it's just putting all of these competitive people just against each other. It just grows that fight and that grit that we need for season, because as a pitcher, you're facing the best hitters in the country every day. And so it's one of those where, okay, I know I'm never going to face anybody better than Tiare Jennings or uh, Alyssa Brito or Jada Coleman. And so it's just one of those that's like kind of like your baseline. Like, okay, if I can do this,
Yeah.
then I will be great for season. And that's what like the battle season prepares you for.
Sweet. Yeah. Just a couple more questions here, SJ. One is, you talked about the balancing act with, pitchers and some things throughout. What is it about Coach Gasso that makes her, so special as a leader?
She's just the discipline that she talks about. I know that when we see other programs, we're like, really? They do that? And it's like she's wants discipline, and she wants the best of what you have every day.
Hmm.
And so I think that's what makes her such a good leader, is she knows how to bring the fight out of her players, and uh, she knows how to use it to her advantage, and how to create such a team that's strong together instead of kind of separated off.
Yeah. Yeah. What about, like, I know a lot of people, they say, three-peat, now we're going for four-peat here. The pressure of playing at Oklahoma. Uh, Obviously, it doesn't seem to bother anybody at Oklahoma. Y'all just keep winning. So, what is it? How are you able to kind of deal with that? Or do you even consider it pressure? You know?
Honestly, we weren't really thinking too much about the three-peat, and then the win streak. We didn't know we had a win streak going on until the Clemson series.
That's great.
Um, and it's just we're so focused on just us working and putting in that extra work and just fighting. And when it comes to like the games, we're like, we've put in all this work, we've worked so hard, and it's like, I'm not gonna let anybody beat me
Mm,
because of all this work that I put in. So I think that part is what just helps drive it, and we're not really focused on the end goal so much, more as just staying present in that moment and in that game.
that's
That
good.
is, yeah,
That's
that's
good.
a
I just got some lightning round questions for you. So these are just kind of off the cuff here, lightning round. So first off, favorite movie?
Uh, Bad News Bears.
Oh, Bad News Bears. All right. What about on your Spotify? What's your go song that's playing right now over and over? Got anything?
Watermelon Moonshine by Lynn Wilson.
Oh, nice. All right. What about go to restaurant?
Not much of a restaurant, but Brahms.
Brahms. Hey, Brahms in Oklahoma. That's good, man. It's really
I
good.
love Brahms.
I
I've
think
loved it ever since I was a little girl.
yeah, and when you leave and you go somewhere that doesn't have it, you kind of miss it. So for sure. Last one is favorite Bible verse.
Uh, it's been changing. Uh, right now it's Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Um, just knowing that he's like, why should I be afraid? He's with me. He's got me. He's in the water with me. I just have to just keep moving and keep treading the water, and he'll keep my head above and pull me out. So
Well, SJ, it has been a pleasure, honestly, just getting to know you a little bit, letting you share your faith a little bit, some things within the program. OU is blessed to have you. Just keep being a light. Keep doing what you're doing. It's you're changing lives and impacting lives, I think, more than you know it probably. So we appreciate it. And just thanks for giving us a little insight into SJ Geurin. We're excited to see you on the field next year, adding another lefty to the staff. So appreciate it, SJ.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Boomer.
Okay. Boomer.